So please join me in expressing a University of Connecticut welcome to Ms. Gloria Steinem.
It's terribly, terribly important that we appreciate and recognize and learn from our history. But I also today want to be in the present and be in the future, because I think that the adversaries now are more likely to be folks who say, well, it used to be necessary, but it's not anymore. That's the new form of obstructionism, that somehow because we have a proud African-American family in the White House that there's no racism in this country, excuse me. That just because we have begun to realize in the majority that women can do what men can do, that we also know in our practicing that men can do what women can do, you know, which really is a whole other half of the revolution. We don't even have equal pay yet, though we are moving toward it. So I really hope that together we can talk about the present and the future. We can see that the opposition to the movements for equality keep talking about difference and keep supposing that the normal form, say, of a family is hierarchical and male dominant, that somehow the women's movement is destroying the family simply by creating democratic families and diverse families. Yet the truth of the matter is the opposite. If we don't have democratic families, we're infinitely less likely to have a democratic society. It is all about a balance between unique individuality and shared humanity instead of group labels. That is a noble purpose of knowing our history and seeing how far we have to go. But it's helpful to just take specifics, I think. Okay, yes, we've won the battle. Now most folks agree with equal pay for equal work, although not the last presidential candidate who got defeated, who wouldn't even, I thought, you know, that was a kind of a record that he wouldn't support legislation, Romney, for even for equal pay. That usually people just lie about it and say but, you know, we have overwhelming support for it. But the truth of the matter is that we don't have it. Depending on the state you live in, it's something between, it's 70-some cents or 60-some cents on the dollar. And we don't take it seriously. We don't understand that equal pay actually would be the greatest economic stimulus this country could possibly have. It would put $200 billion more into the economy every year, $200 billion. It would give the average white woman $140 more a week, the average woman of color over $200 more a week. And this money would be injected into the economy at exactly the places most effective, because those women need it and are going to spend it. They are not going to send it to a Swiss bank account. No. They are going to spend it and create jobs. Yet we still speak of women and racial issues and so on, and sexuality issues as social issues or cultural issues, when in fact they are also economic issues. I would just like to say to you from the bottom of my heart is that, as far as I can tell, effective activism is much more likely to start from the bottom up than the top down, and yet we are made to feel crippled and powerless because we're supposed to wait for something to happen on top. Change does not, even if it happens on top, it doesn't last, because it's not, you know, part of the culture. It is up to you and me, and that everything we do matters. I think the art of behaving effectively is behaving as if everything we do matters, because actually you don't know which thing you do is going to matter. I mean, I have, you know, just spent weeks trying to prepare congressional testimony, which didn't matter at all, and discovered that something I did or said that I didn't even remember had some huge lasting impact. So the trick of it is to just instill the values you want in everything you do. And understand that the ends don't justify the means are the ends. If we don't instill everything we do as much as we can with humor and kindness and honesty and sex and music, we won't have humor and kindness and honesty and sex and music at the end as we progress. It's what we do and what we choose every day. And that somehow I find enormously empowering.